To another episode of
Higher Thought. It's your boys,
Nate
and Mo.
How you doing?
How you darn?
Oh, baby, it's good.
Do we have El Telefone?
Oh, it's here.
Oh, okay. Well, because we know the phones are going to be lighting up off the hook tonight.
We're gonna be so lit, it's not even funny.
Oh, lit one way or another.
Well, you gotta
Like a
do what you
candle.
gotta do.
Like
One
a
more
candle.
day. One more day.
Candle
and
in
we
the
can
wind.
Yeah.
Something will be blown. Oh, dude,
Holy
you all right?
moly. I think we are getting set up here. Y'all know how we be running on that CPT.
Exactly.
That Caucasian people time.
Dude, did you hear they got a new glass that bends instead of breaks?
Glass that bends instead of breaks.
Yeah.
Huh.
They, you know how the cell phone and Gorilla Glass and all that business so that it doesn't scratch and is less, well, through the materials sciences,
Well, sure. I wonder who owns the patent to this.
okay, it's a researcher named Urka Frankberg and her colleagues who are at Tampere University. The glass possesses a metal-like ductility at room temperature, which means it can bend, but it also means it can dent.
Okay.
No, I mean, think about sheet
Well,
metal.
isn't that like partially how J.P. Morgan got a large part of his fortune is
by
like through
bending the dent?
Well, no, like by owning like the glass industry. Wasn't
I
that
thought
his?
J.P. Morgan was shipping. No, that's
Yeah, they had his hand.
no,
he had
that's
his hands
Cornelius
in a lot of different
Vanderbilt.
things.
So anyway, you know how everybody knows how regular glass, you tap it, it breaks.
Sure.
And they were trying to figure out how to organize the manufacture of glass, what other elements they could add to it, so that when faced with an impact, its crystalline structure doesn't want to shatter. I thought that was pretty amazing. The scientists involved are from Finland, France, Italy, Austria, Norway, and the United States. It's called pulsed laser deposition.
Which those people are way smarter than us. So
Yeah.
I mean, we got to take their word for it. Apparently, nice,
Yeah.
Shahid. So let's see. Did you realize that company now will press your ashes into a working vinyl album?
Cool.
Yeah. So you can, instead of getting, I guess cremated. You can just
Well, yeah, I am.
and actually, this is the first year in, I guess, a long, long time that records outsold CDs.
That doesn't surprise me. Vinyl has a place in the world. And who needs a CD if you can download it for free?
No doubt, no doubt. Let's see. Any other major headliners you got right now?
Let's see. Let me move through this. Let me get this out of the way. Oh, dude. Okay, have you seen all the news articles warning you not to plug your phone in to the free USB charging ports?
Oh, well, yeah, that seems like a trap right there in itself, right?
Okay. Evidently, most charging ports are like the ones on your computer where it passes both power and data. The ones that are installed in the walls at the airports and the hotels and all that kind of stuff, depending upon who installs them, they can have data pass. It's a little thing that's attached to the back of the charging port
Right?
and will collect the information on every person that plugs their phone, their tablet, whatever, into that charging port. So now they're recommending that you buy charging condoms.
Charging.
USB charging condoms. Because you would not want, this whole process is called juice jacking. And remember when
Wow.
juice jacking just meant you'd have a bald spot and a shrinky dinky? Now they're talking about
Bald spot in the shrinky dinky.
yeah, well, those people that are steady with the juice, pumping that iron.
Pumping the iron.
So anyway, the people that make these, it's a little dongle. It goes on the end of your cable. Yeah, I know. Everybody says you got a little dongle. It goes on the end of your charging cable, and it interfaces between the free charging port and your charging cable, and it disables it. Cuts the flow of data so that only power passes through. But do you really trust the people who are making your USB condoms? Not I, said the fly.
I don't trust any of it anymore.
No. You buy those cheap ass Chinese charging cables that will not pass data. You know, you get them like 12 feet long for $1.
doubt.
Yeah, you're lucky to get a charge out of them, much less pass data. Go
Yeah.
ahead. No, that was my weird, because it's been in all, okay. Part of my job is technology oriented, you know. So I have to stay aware of what are the current threats and issues.
Right. Which apparently the state's been under attack in the last couple of days. Like, I actually tried to leave work early and make it to the DMV.
Oh, dude.
Unfortunately, the DMV hadn't been in business the last couple of days.
Yeah, 3 days. OMV's been down. State had 132 servers that got hit with the ransomware. Iberia Parish. Their city... Oh, fudge. What did I do with it? I can't remember whether it was the city court or just the whole city in particular. Oh, city of New Iberia was hacked. See, I knew I saved this stuff. Because everything happens to New Iberia. Poor New Iberia.
Sure.
And evidently my dad.
Which apparently a Christmas movie.
Oh, jeez. I heard that was such a major smeg fest.
Well, it's good to know, though, that if you get a bee sting to the penis, it can permanently enlarge it.
Wait,
Permanently.
what?
Yeah, so, like, hey, you know, the new trend is to
to-
let bees sting your penis, and it will permanently enlarge it. It says science.
It says science. But is it uniformly larger, or does it just kind of get larger on one side? You know, where the bee stung it.
Well, and, like, would that be, like, sexual homicide right there? Because the bee's probably going to die
The
from
bee is
stinging
going
you.
to die because a real bee, when they sting you, it
I mean,
rips
like,
its
is
guts.
that like a form of rape?
Oh.
I mean, even though the bee is penetrating you,
It's
though.
almost like murder-suicide, only it's rape-suicide? I don't know.
Oh, I pulled this article just for you.
Oh, God. I hate it when you pull it.
Hi-yo. Well, this is one of your sayings, and you've got like it in the mainstream media here. So, a master sergeant beats discrimination charge. Which I haven't even finished the headline yet.
I'm sorry, I read it. It just like, tickles me. Go.
Well, that's not even the punchline.
No?
No. I mean, essentially, one of your sayings is that, and this is a master sergeant in the military that beats a discrimination charge against him by proving he hates everyone equally.
Exactly. It's nothing personal. I hate everybody equally.
So, let's see. Look, I regret that a soldier felt like they were being singled out, but I am glad that we've clarified all the misunderstandings for that little turd. At first, I thought Lowe was being absurd when he claimed he hated everyone equally, said the psychiatrist. I dismissed him, but on his way out, he approached a captain sitting in the waiting area and asked if there is a new regulation that allowed just officers to stick their goddamn hands in their pockets. I immediately rushed over and urged him back in my office. So, man, he basically
he
hates everybody.
Yep.
Let's see. I don't know. Any fun more?
No,
quotes?
that just I went as soon as I saw the headline. Yeah, that's me.
In
'cause I
short,
hate everybody
Lowe
equally.
hates what the Army officially calls shitbags, and shitbags aren't a protected category. Lowe told jurors, I never cared about skin color, gender, or religion, or whose cheeks someone wants to clap. Shitbags all smell like shit to me, and the bigger the shitbag, the more shit they're gonna get.
Oh my God, that's awesome. That is so awesome.
So, good old military talk.
Yeah.
Which, of course, we're not supposed to say that word on TV, but it's
Oh,
military.
Right.
We
It
can.
is the military. We are reporting the news.
We are indeed. Let's see, it's difficult to be old school romantic when your whole generation is into the hookup culture. How about that? Should we look into that?
Yeah, no, I haven't looked into. I mean, okay, I used to be into it.
What, the hookup culture or
yeah.
the old school romance?
But yes, but like life is a river, and
Which,
it
I mean, a
flows
lot of
and
that
all
is like, what is it? 60% of relationships start online. Like you meet people online, and
Oh yeah, for a while that was pretty much because my friends would try to introduce me to people, and it's like, no, that's somebody's mama.
right.
Mm,
Did you hear that they are going to be opening a Surge Entertainment, which is kind of like similar to a Dave and Buster's here in Lafayette?
no, I didn't hear that.
And it's actually going to be sponsored by Drew Brees. So it's going to have Drew Brees' Surge Entertainment.
Well, as long as they love the Saints, that's a reason for them to come in.
Some
But, I mean, it's
entrepreneurs out of
Right,
Shreveport.
it's a way to play, eat, and catch a
It's in the old former Hope Alive Church, which was like that Winn-Dixie on Pinhook, like kind of by Pinhook and near getting toward Broussard, like past the Walmart.
yeah.
I think across from the Walmart, maybe even. Let's see, 4,200 square foot entertainment will include arcade, trampoline park, Ninja Warrior course, bowling, zip lining, karaoke booth, high-end simulator bays, sports simulator bays, tailgate lounge with several TVs and backyard games like cornhole and washers, upper level lounge, toddler zone, full service restaurant and bar with huge TVs.
I can't believe they don't have putt-putt. I mean, that's about the only thing that's missing from that. I'd spend most of my time in the arcade.
There you go, Surge Entertainment by Drew Brees. They just slapped Drew Brees' name on it. He is one of the investors, of course.
Right. Give me the old school video games, Galaga,
Well,
Tempest.
here's pictures. Apparently, it's ready to open. I mean, they've already got
the
it built.
Snack Shack.
They got air hockey and a lot of the typical games like the little mini basketball, skee ball.
Right. Oh my God, that arcade looks like the bomb.
And then you got a bunch of motorcycle racing. Ooh, there's the trampoline thing. That looks kind of cool.
That one looks like leg breaker territory. I hope
Ooh,
they
and
got
one
good
that like
insurance.
is a wipeout that knocks you over.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
Ooh, the ball,
the jump
ball
in the
pit.
pad.
That's
Well, it's not a ball pit. It's like a pad pit.
okay. A pad pit.
Let's see.
I wouldn't want to get in a ball
Is
pit
it a rock
because
climb?
people in their effluvia.
Bowling. It's only VIP bowling.
Oh, only the VIPs get
Well,
the
they
bowl.
got some other bowls. Some kid zone. Yeah,
If
seems
it would
pretty
only
entertaining.
project right over our shoulder while we're talking about it, you'd be totally amazed. Totally amazed. It's awesome.
Let's see.
I'm sure it's $6 a beer.
You know what an EMF is? EMF.
Extra medium frequency?
Pretty dang close. Electromagnetic frequency.
Okay.
So, 135 different peer-reviewed scientific studies and reports showing significant effects on electromagnetic frequency exposures on male fertility.
Right.
From a
People along
40-year
the power
longitudinal
line.
study.
Right. People along the power line, and all of a sudden they got mutant babies.
So just some of these titles here. Change in percent. Well, no, that's crazy. title there. Effect on cell phone usage on semen analysis in men attending infertility clinics, observational study, lifestyle and testicular dysfunction.
Don't put the cell phone near your junk.
Effects on radio frequency from cellular phones on human ejaculated semen. Recent innovations in technology and consequently, testosterone hormonal rates. The pituitary gland axis responses to male rats. Okay, magnetic field, changing the magnetic fields.
Right.
Which, we were talking a little bit of mud flood earlier, and apparently, like, the 5G and, like, manipulation of all of the
5G,
magnetic forces.
I'm not down with 5G. Do not broadcast.
It's an attack, man.
Do not broadcast energy at me. I mean,
So-
unless you're Tesla. I trust you if you're Nikola Tesla. Because it's just there in the air.
Well, and we were, we don't necessarily have to get into it in detail per se, but we were talking about the Tartarian Empire, some interesting text I came across recently. And apparently it kind of boils down to there's a great flood, and many cultures all across the world have documented this. It's in the Bible, and Noah, built the boat, right?
Built a boat.
Noah had 3 sons. So these are the 3 sons of Noah and how the whole earth was populated. So they're
Japheth.
who in Genesis 10:2 basically had 7 sons of himself. Basically, his tribes ruled over Europe and Asia.
Right.
There's Gomer, who basically led to France.
Gomer.
France, Spain, Germany, Wales. Magog, who is Romania, Ukraine. Madai, which is Iran. Javan, Greek. Tubal, Georgia. Meshech, Moscow. Tiras is Yugoslavia. Then there's Ham or Ham.
I always heard ham.
Ham. 4
Ham and
sons. They basically ruled over Southwest Asia, Canaan, and Africa. So you got Ethiopia, Cush, Mizraim.
Oh, Canaan. Okay.
Let's see, Egypt, Put, Libya, and Canaan, which is Palestine.
Yeah.
Which they have a couple other
Which
names.
can stretch as far north as Libya, Syria, can stretch as far south as the Sinai. No, I mean, all those borders were so flexible depending upon who was the
Right.
swinging member.
Well,
at
a
that
lot
time.
of the time was forced theory, and basically, like it was whoever
Oh,
had the
absolutely.
better Viking raiders.
Right.
You know?
You go in, you dominate the people, and you make sure that you get your 10%. Or 15 or 50 or whatever.
Because if you don't pay the toll, we ain't got no rolls.
Yeah.
And then, so we talked about Japheth, Ham, and then the third son was Shem.
Shem.
5 sons in the
Too bad that
who
wasn't
ruled over
Shem.
the and they ruled over the Middle East and the Shemites. Let's see, Elam of Iran, Ashur of Assyria, Prashad from the Hebrew Arabia, Lud from Lydia, Aram from Syria. Interesting. Mm-hmm. So, like, these tribes pretty much, populated the earth, and, because, hey, if it was only him that survived the big flood.
You got the kids. Does he have any daughters? Or are these guys like wanking the willy and...
There's a lot of incest going on in ancient history.
So if you can't keep it in your pants, you keep it in the family?
Well, it's true. It's damn true, as Kurt Angle would say.
Yeah. Okay. Just checking.
So I'm waiting on this article to pull up here.
Oh, I know that feeling.
Let's see, a CNN article here. The flat Earth conspiracy is spreading around the globe. Does it hide a darker core? Let's
Darker
see.
core. Is that like 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink? Darker core?
Ooh, that's tough. Let's see. Ever since he tried and failed to prove the Earth's curve for 4 years ago, he believed with an evident passion that our planet is both flat and stationary, and has turned his world upside down. And like, I mean,
okay.
our original co-host on the show, Chris,
Right.
was kind of a flat earther, and he never really wanted to argue his point on the show. And I was always like, whatever, But in kind of researching some of this ancient history and the Tartarian Empire and the Khazarian Mafia, and a couple of the different aspects. Man, it makes you kind of really wonder, and like when you see some of the dynamics and the scientific that's related to like the Book of Enoch,
Right.
and like some of the ancient texts that pretty much describe our creation, and like almost like a space like the ocean, and like it's a dome that like is basically got a flat Earth in it. I guess is how it's described.
So we're a
maybe.
giant snow globe.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it's described.
Okay. Now,
But the sun and the moon are like two like little poles that like go like around it.
because they're diametrically opposed.
Right.
Right. That makes sense.
And I mean that's the theory.
That part makes sense, that they would be diametrically opposed because you have daylight and you have night.
And it's like definitely known that the calendars have been changed.
Oh, cool. It shows up on
The time clocks have been like just how we calculate time, how we calculate the years, the months.
Right.
Apparently there were 13 months originally. I
There
guess.
were, right, 28 days, but 13 was considered an unlucky number, blah, blah, blah. Xana, you know about my girlfriend Xana. We use 10 days, which is a thing in a lot of science fiction books because, everything's decimal, metric, blah, blah, blah. So instead of measuring things in weeks, we measure things in 10 days. So time is a constructed measurement. The way we measure time is not the way that other societies, other cultures would measure time. It's not, if you're looking at 50 days, right? That's almost 2 months. But instead, if you can say it's only 10 days, it's only 10 days, 10 days.
Right. And it's just, it throws our conception of time and space
Right.
to a certain degree.
Right, because...
And we're all overworked, underpaid, and slaving it out,
Right.
and too tired to do anything about it.
anything that makes your existence easier, better, aren't we willing to grab onto that and make that our new norm?
Well, and this actually speaks on speaking on the same article here about the flat Earth, and this kind of relates to our show as a whole, So still most adherents demonstrate plenty of anti-scientific tendencies. It's hard to find a flat earther who doesn't believe most other conspiracies under the sun. A flat earth conference is invariably also a gathering of anti-vaxxers, 9/11 truthers, Illuminati subscribers, to name a few. It's that hyper-skeptical mindset that helps flat earthers answer the big questions like who's hiding the truth of the planet from us? The quote-unquote, the ruling elite, from the royal family to the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, all of those groups that run the world, they're in on it. But once you get into flat Earth, the other conspiracies get knocked down into another tier, says Mark Sargent, filmmaker and movement that featured in the 2018 documentary Behind the Curve. Everybody here, they got their top 10, 20 conspiracies. So
People that believe in one particular conspiracy absolutely do believe in other conspiracies.
It's basically false history or distorted history.
Okay. The thing
reality.
is that everybody says, "Oh, it's the man, it's the system, it's this," and the thing is, mentally, it's not really monolithic. There are multiple systems. There are multiple layers of oppression, right? There is the economic oppression. There is social oppression. There are systems that have developed over time that enable those who benefit to maintain their position, okay? It can be gender-based, it can be ethnically based, it can be educationally based. The smarter you are, the harder you are to convince to do, say, believe stupid things. Ooh, I didn't say the thing I was
Which,
about
do you
to say.
know why? Here's an article. The most overlooked reasons why kids won't listen.
Because it sounds like the thing from Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah.
Well, kids have definitely changed, especially in the last 20 years. But,
yeah.
I mean, like each generation, it gets way different.
I'd use the word worse, but that's just me.
It doesn't get better, it seems. But
I mean, when you're trying to expose them to new information and hopefully have something for it to stick to, it's very difficult these days.
so parents sitting on a picnic bench, or I'm sorry, the park bench nowadays. Someone's going to break their arm over there. She's going to fall and get hurt. He's spinning. He's going to get sick. And then kids hang on for upside down for a minute at a time. All the blood's going to rush to the head. It's going to make them sick. That's too dangerous.
They told me that the blood was going to rush to my head, and you know what? All I did was think more.
Here's the problem. Why kids won't listen. Children's ability to move and play are being restricted now more than ever. We are trying to protect them by saying no climbing, no running, no spinning, no that's too dangerous. Get down from there. However, research shows that drastic decline in risky outdoor play in kids is creating behavior problems. By constantly hovering over kids, restricting their movement, and diminishing their time to play, we are causing more harm than good.
I'd agree with that.
So the average child spends 8 hours a day in front of screens.
Oh, fuck.
Older children and adolescents are spending an average of 11 hours a day in front of screens.
Older children being...
Basically adolescent teenagers,
Okay.
and maybe
Yeah.
like 10, 11, 12.
Okay, I guess I'm lucky because
That's a huge amount of time in front of screens.
my younger kids spend their time drawing. Okay, I got 2 olders and 2 youngers.
Right.
And the youngers spend their free time. Yes, they may listen to a YouTube or a podcast, but they're also sketching at the same time.
So this is one of those words that I'll try to pronounce the best I can. But in order for kids to listen, focus, and learn to sit still for a period of time, they must develop both proprioception and vestibular sense. The most critical time to develop the child's proprioception and vestibular sense is before the age of 6. With all the time spent in front of screens and telling kids to sit still, avoid climbing, stop jumping, it's not surprising why kids won't listen. It's basically proprioception is where you tell your body parts, or is what you
Oh, so you know where
your body
are.
parts without
Right.
having to look at them. This
Right.
is a sense that helps you get a sense of gravity. Gas pedal with a brake, blah 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 blah.
Right. That part to us is automatic about how you feather the clutch and add a certain amount of gas and tap the brake. And kids who do the online thing, they don't have the same reactions. Physically, they understand it conceptually, but no, it doesn't translate into the real world.
No doubt, no doubt. Let's see, and we live in the ADHD.
Unless, of course, you're a drone pilot.
Well, we live in the ADHD culture. Let's see, professor of Harvard in psychiatry suggests that people think of exercise as medication for ADHD. Even very light physical activity improves mood and cognitive performance by triggering the brain to release dopamine and serotonin, similar to the way that stimulant medications like Adderall do, which is very similar, chemical structure to methamphetamines.
Those of us, okay, I'm so old that I was diagnosed as hyperactive. That was before they came up with ADD.
They want you, usually that's the
ADHD.
smarter kids, and they want to kind of like dull you down so you're not a trouble to the system.
They had 2 choices. They had chemical therapy and behavioral therapy. Chemical therapy at the time, you got to remember I'm an old man, was feeding us speed. And luckily, my mother decided behavioral therapy was the thing to do, where you learn to redirect the energy. But as an adult,
Cognitive behavioral therapy. Yeah.
right, as an adult, I use caffeine and nicotine administered in as needed doses so that I can continue to focus, continue to do my work. Why can't other people figure out that you don't need to be on pharma drugs
No doubt. And so here are the scientific solutions to help your kids, vestibular sense, etc. So the age-based recommended times are realistic, but they toddlers need to get at least 5 to 8 hours of active play per day, preferably outdoors. Preschoolers, 5 to 8 hours of active play every day, preferably outdoors.
That's a lot of outdoor play.
Well, I mean,
No, I mean, okay,
it's healthy.
at the 8 hour range. I mean,
and depending
many
like
kids
whether
got-
it's school or not.
right.
But
I mean,
even
how
at
many kids
school,
got that much play in them anymore?
I mean, they need to have more outside classes,
That would be cool.
like farming, for instance, or like having
Ooh,
a garden. Like,
having a
That's
garden.
an essential skill people need to have. So the school age, basically at school age, they need at least 4 or 5 hours. So this is basically kids that are before school that need 5 to 8.
Right.
The school age is 4 to 5 hours of physical
Right.
activity and outdoor play. Adolescents, 3 to 4 hours a day. So here are ways to improve your child's vestibular sense. Spinning in circles like a merry-go-round, rolling down a hill, spinning down a swing or on a swing, going upside down, climbing trees, rocking, jumping rope, somersaults or cartwheels, using monkey bars, skating, going backwards, swimming, dancing, wheelbarrow walks.
Did you ever do the deal where you were sitting on the swing and you went round and round and you wrapped the chain really, really tight?
Oh, yeah.
And when your feet came off the ground, if you had a friend with you, that would spin you up just a little bit more, and you'd go.
Or did you ever see
And-
like a kid dart off and like,
I've seen that with them standing on the swing, doing the, holding on to the chains, and when they bite it, it's terrifying and hilarious at the same time.
And then finally, ways to support the proprioceptive input. Carrying or lifting boxes, pushing or pulling a wagon, build a fort, rake leaves, shovel snow, pick up and put down heavy sticks, dig in the dirt, carry buckets of sand or water, give hugs, knead Play-Doh, jump on a trampoline, chewing on something, squeezing a stress ball. Uh-oh.
I gotta go.
Oh, no.
I know, I was holding as long as I could.
Well, I mean, yeah, you don't want to do that. So sometimes on the show, it's this 56-minute show, folks. Sometimes the tinkle is necessary. Taking it right on to the next article here. Yeah, stop arguing with people in life. It's important to know when to stop arguing with people and simply let them be wrong. Okay, yeah, have your opinion. So it happens to the best of us. So, yeah, we don't necessarily have to get into all of that. Let's just move right on to the next thing. So we covered that already. Covered that. In Living Color, 25-year anniversary. Gonna do a little reunion show apparently. Let's see. Growing evidence that the universe is connected by giant structures. Okay, everything that is meant for you will come to you when it's time. The universe does not work on our time. Often, if you are going through a struggle, well, you're being put through the fire in order to learn a lesson. The lesson will continue to repeat itself until you learn it. And you're going to come out better for it and ready for your next level in life. Like a video game sometimes. It's really interesting. Let's see. Covered that. I guess I scrolled down. See, the first vaping-related death is confirmed in Louisiana. What do you think of that, Acadiana? 366-8950. I'll probably bring that one back up when Mobe comes in, because he's the vaping guy around here. Let's see. The Paradox in Louisiana. It's a video. Can't really watch that one, but why are Louisiana's wealth and national resources and industry, why do we say so poor? I think we just realized that. And we had a new election because we elect a bunch of criminals in office here in Louisiana. Let's see, our galaxy's date with destruction. We are on a collision course with our neighbor, the Andromeda galaxy. It's only going to be a matter of time, but we got about 8 billion years. So, a little bit of time to plan. Let's see. Globalization is dead and we need to invent a new world order, says TheEconomist.com in an interview with Michael O'Sullivan. Okay. New world order. Okay, so let's see here. We can take a look at the esotericawakening.com's article. It's called Saturn's Children. Very interesting stuff that I've been reading here. Apparently, Saturn used to be the sun because our Earth was in all kind of different places. So let's see. We've got some studies on Saturn here. 2 stars erupted from the planet Saturn and caused the deluge, which is from Talmud. The translation. Let's see. So principal conclusions reached by other writers. Saturn was a second sun, shining by day and night upon Earth. Okay? And so this is from Chaos and Creation by Grazia. So 2 stars erupted from the planet Saturn and caused the deluge. This one, principal conclusions reached by the other writers. Saturn was the second sun, shining by day and night upon Earth. The record of the star is preserved in the legends of every ancient people. It was the dominating star of its age, and most of the basic mythology of the world is traceable to its varying aspects, behavior, and fate. After leaving its infinitely complex imprint on Earth and mankind, Saturn exploded into a nova or collision. A deluge fell upon Earth, which apparently I guess is the deluge is like the plasma or the sky or whatever, the heavens.
Okay. Yeah.
And fell upon the earth, and Jupiter became king of the heavenly hosts. So, let's see. Summarize the abundant material. For the ancients, it was Saturn who introduced the day. What the Babylonians called Saturn coming forth in splendor signified the beginning of the archaic day. Saturn dominated the night and competed with the sunlight during the day. Mythical records are unanimous in saying that Saturn, during his reign, stood in the north. The Egyptian Ra, Osiris, and Horus, the Mesopotamian Ninurta, Enki, Anu, Shamash, the Hebrew or Ugartic, El, the Hindu Brahma, Vishnu, Varuna, Sarua, the Chinese Hongti, Shangti, and Greek Kronos, all appear as stationary suns. They are described as fixed at the polar summit. Ra comes forth and diminishes Imhotep, which means while standing in one place. He comes forth and diminishes at the center, which is also the summit, the celestial pole. Saturn was also the Babylonian Enlil. Interesting. So here are compositions of Saturn images, which kind of represents like the Star of David and even like the cross. The ring, field, enclosure. Okay, that's just a kind of a diagram here. The Pleiades.
So basically, they knew about the rings of Saturn before we knew it optically.
Apparently so. So the concept of the eye of the highest god was mentioned in the story of the heavenly cow. The eye occurs. You know how they worship the golden cow?
I know, but the story of the heavenly cow, that just sounded fun.
Well, it kind of reminds me of your mom a little bit.
See?
The eye occurs either at the eye of Horus or the eye of Re, which, of course, we are all kind of tricked into blessing this paganism god by saying Amen, like at the end of each prayer, Amen Ra,
Right.
Amen Re, which is sun. Though not exclusive. Okay, so we encountered the eye of Adam before. The characteristics of the eye appear that its removal of the highest god means disturbance, while its return means pacification and restitution of order. So the triumph of Saturn. So basically, we're ruled by bad people, but the golden age is coming apparently, where it's going to be a new age in the universe. People are Saturn.
Of the age of Aquarius.
Fall of Saturn, Nova, Deluge. This is a very interesting article. But, it has like some, I would say, good resources.
Right.
So if you're interested in that, read a little further.
Well, Saturn's Children is also a good novel.
Freeing of the nipples.
Wait, free the nipples?
Women can now legally go topless in 6 states.
Okay, you know that there are people that I don't want to see topless, right?
Well, yeah, we all just think of like everybody as like Jamie Lee Curtis boobs. I don't know why that name came to mind.
Because
or Halle
obviously,
Berry boobs.
right, you like those perky.
So we did a report on the show a couple weeks ago talking about how the military like did the test on the lasers and like it like pretty much like vaporized cars and stuff.
Right.
These new lasers, according to the Physical Review Letters published paper or whatever on laser tech, may be powerful enough to drill a hole in reality.
Damn!
So, okay, so it could have juicy ramifications. So, according to this, the tech, it describes a pulse laser through the fabric of the universe. Let's see.
Is this going to be a bug or a feature?
Basically, the laser could tear into the fabric of space and time. Will it work in reality? Let's see. I think so.
Is this because it's a pulse laser or because of...
Well, apparently, like, there's a bunch of different realities kind of sitting on top of each other.
Right,
and
the
it's
whole
multi-dimensional.
multiverse, right?
Right. But apparently it could pierce through that. And I mean, and like, that's one of the things I've read as far as like Roswell and the aliens became interested in us.
Right.
After we dropped the nuke, and they're like, hey, that messes up our dimension,
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It's kind of like the whole, they're not really aliens, they're historians, that they're coming back from the future to see the stupid stuff that we did
Well, and
during
apparently these
the
start.
50s and 60s and 40s.
I can't remember what the name of them, but there's this, small group of people that are from the future, and like basically they said we are at the crossroads in mankind. We're either going to merge with the computers and AI and
Right.
get the RFID chips, the mark of the beast, whatever, or we're going to all merge as one and as humanity and have global peace and take the oligarch out of power and eliminate the money system and share.
Okay, do I have to share with the idiots?
Well, I mean, like,
that's
if,
just...
if you depend on the idiots for your survival.
Okay.
So history is a lie agreed upon. And an interesting quote here. So by controlling major academic institutions and the mass media, a vastly wealthy elite group of powerful corporate families is successfully hiding historical and spiritual truths from our ancient past. The goal of this group is to maintain a secretive global system of economic and political tyranny that their forefathers established more than a century ago, that was once termed the invisible government by influential American leaders.
That sounds painful.
Well, when you control the banking system and the supply of money, well then... See, scientists have discovered a multi-dimensional universe inside the brain.
Well, good.
Meaning
Let's
like
keep
they're,
insane the membrane.
unlimited options in your brain. A sex cam site should dole out mental health advice. Okay.
What?
It may not be sexy, but it's a way for anxious sex cam users to gain access to therapy. Interesting.
Okay, that sounds messed up. I mean, how can you get therapy while you're pounding the pud?
Well, I mean, it's just like the naked news.
Oh, right. Well, the naked news is just not all that either.
Let's see.
It's titillating.
It is tit.
Oh,
Lighting.
yeah.
So the basic benefits of meditation. Yeah, that's kind of... Okay, so this is the Handbook of the Navigator. Offers tested and proven methods to activate spiritual experiences even if you've never meditated before. And like Tori, you can meet with spirit guides and cool stuff like that.
Right.
So let's see, one experience is equal to knowledge of 1,000 books when you have these like spiritual experiences. So step one is you use your outside environment to strengthen your sixth sense. Then step two, you turn the sixth sense inward to your meditations. Sixth sense is the missing link. That is the secret. Meditation is fine-tuned sixth sense that will not let you. Okay, so basically you connect with your universal unconscious or the collective unconscious,
Okay.
and basically tap into like the matrix itself and like be able to manipulate reality.
Do you want to be conscious or unconscious when that happens?
Well, I mean, like meeting God apparently is a higher level in consciousness, and like the different layer, like the heavens are in the higher thought.
Right.
That's why we named the show what we do, because it has no double entendres.
I was just trying to figure out: do you want to be conscious? Do you want to be aware? Do you want?
A lot of people want to stay in the matrix, and they do not like their reality challenged.
I do not like it, Sam. I am.
And we were talking about the 5G earlier. This study, particle physicist.
5G.
5G is the ultimate directed energy weapon system. And basically, the summary argues that based on our research and personal experiences, that 5G network is intended as a directed energy weapon system that aligns with the goals of the global elite to enslave humanity. 5G, let's see, I'm going to pop up there.
Close that
will the rollout of 5G prove to be the ultimate catalyst for humanity to awaken and change our collective trajectory? It appears that's what prophecy says.
Oh, prophecy says.
It's order from chaos, ladies and gentlemen. This is how they change the world. And, it makes me wonder sometimes, are these really the good guys that seem evil? Because they're creating the evil world where we have to collectively evolve as a humanity and create world peace and equality so we can bring down the world system and have world peace. Are they that genius?
World peace.
So, very interesting article here, trying to contextualize the 5G network. We don't necessarily have to get into that topic again, because we didn't do the show for a few weeks.
At this point, 5G is so played out. Where's my 6G?
See, Nikola Tesla says, "My brain is only a receiver. In the universe, there is a core from which we obtain knowledge." That we basically, we remember knowledge.
Which we obtain knowledge.
We already have it. We were remembering it when you learn.
Okay.
So basically, we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration. I have not penetrated into the secrets of its core, but I know that it exists.
Okay. Speaking, you brought up Tesla. Mm-hmm. You know how Tesla's got their little rocket ship? It blew up the other day. They were pressure testing it. You heard about that? Yeah. No, the stainless steel rocket was still there. It had a dent, but they were over pressure testing it, they said. Well, lies, damn lies, and statistics.
Well, as far as that crossroad that we were talking about, we are all truly one. New theory says that justice is built into the fabric of the universe. There's no ethics or morality associated in the current scientific worldview, but it's kind of, let's see if we can get, no abstract on this one.
Right.
Go ahead.
Measles. Mm-hmm. The thing that some people don't get immunized for. There's a new version called the Congo measles. It's killed 5,000 people in the last week.
I got a measles story right here.
It's crazy.
Measles vaccine kill more people than the measles. CDC data proves. CDC data itself proves that that measles vaccines kill more people than the measles itself. So the CDC, the Disease and Control and Prevention and Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting Systems, VAERS, reveal that nobody has died from measles in more than 10 years, while at least 108 deaths reported in VAERS during the same time that have been linked to measles vaccines.
108 deaths out of how many human beings?
That got it. Basically zero from measles, 108 from the measles vaccine.
And then you've got 5,000 dying in Congo from measles. Would you want to have a measles vaccine, or would you want to be in a place where they don't vaccinate?
I'm not a scientist.
I'm just asking you as a person. Would you want to be in a place where they vaccinate or not?
Depends.
Okay. See, I'm down. I'm
down with the big on blanket statements.
Okay. Well, I'm not. I'm down with vaccination. I understand that not everybody can take the shot, whether they're allergic to.
Well, because we're all different and we have
Right.
different
I mean,
DNA.
some people have allergies to the medium that it's put in, the process that it's done, but for most of the people, it works and it's not an issue. And the whole, herd immunity thing versus no immunity at all, I'd go for herd immunity. Okay, so anyway.
So
you
what we
kinda-
aim for on this show is higher thought, ultimately.
Hopefully.
And like I've been, going through a little bit of some rabbit holes here lately, and I honestly can say that I felt as though, like, as in a video game, I've moved to a higher level.
Right.
And-
You leveled up.
I've leveled up
Excellent.
in consciousness, but essentially one of the things that I've come to realize, and I was kind of always able to do this naturally as a gift maybe, but I'm more aware and conscious of it now. But everything around us is energy, and we have the ability to control it with the power of our thoughts. And like I talk about this in my work environment oftentimes, how I manipulate energy in my room.
Right.
And so why do we see as person instead of flashing clusters of energy? Think of like a film roll. A film is a collection of 24 frames per second. In comparison to the speed of these frames, our eyes are tricked and see them as continuous film. So every person has 5 senses: sight, hearing, touch, smell, taste. Each of them has specific range, for instance. It's like all wavelengths, essentially. But it's not. It's just basically an interpretation. None of this is exact or nor complete. It's an
Right.
interpretation, and that's our reality. You turn into your most frequent thoughts. So whatever is presented to you the most, you turn into your most frequent thoughts, because it's the collective unconsciousness manifestation. Quantum physics actually tells us that the world is not constant as it appears to be. It is a place of constant motion, okay, yada, yada, yada. So we may actually believe in what we believe to be true is an illusion, which is almost magic. Luckily, we begin exposing the illusion, and what is most important, in learning how to change it. So what are the components of your body? Yada, yada, yada. You are one big as well as powerful human being. Like all of us as the collective even, and it's the collective thought. Our soul is everything. The one who gives life, thought, and body. So basically, apparently the soul enters at like week 36 or something of the pregnancy. I saw another article according to science.
According to
The soul enters the fetus at 49 days by the pineal gland.
Oh,
It enters
really?
through the
the
pineal
gland.
The pineal gland
is formed that early.
49 days apparently.
Damn.
Okay, 3 openings or gateways in the soul. Incarnates. One is the crown of the pineal gland, and the other is the medulla oblongata, and the other is the heart. Medulla oblongata is the mouth of God, in which the back of the head is the top of the spinal column. See Kabbalic teachings, the script of the Hebrew, blah, 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 blah. Okay, this is a long article and probably don't have time for that. I'm just kind of wrapping up the...
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, but interesting stuff out there. Aging dams put tens of thousands of towns across America, across 44
absolutely.
states, at risk of floods.
Our infrastructure is crumbling. And we are mere decades away from neglectful disaster.
You were right about that, sir. We were talking about the Tartar
Empire.
Right. This is the Benjamin Franklin chart, a new chart of history, which basically shows all of the empires all throughout history.
Right.
And which, of course, when you look over here, they're related to the Mongols, and then there's the Tartars, which were, from the Mongols and the Khans, like Genghis Khan.
Right. Well, that whole high plains steppe thing, you've got the Huns, the Mongols, the Tatars,
Here was the thing I was telling you about as far as the moon is inside the Earth's atmosphere, according to European researchers.
Okay.
11 facts that teachers made us learn in school that are completely wrong. Bah.
What?
How to raise your vibration and attract positive energy. Urgent message from Archangel Michael. It's time. Soul mission activation.
Okay, can we raise my vibration and have
Attract
more
positive energy? Of course. It's a positive way to end the show. We got 1 minute. Let's see. What do we got here? 10 ways to raise your vibration and attract positive energy.
Please.
So number 1, distance yourself from anyone who drags you down and just makes you, like your job.
A negative Nelly.
Take a warm Epsom salt bath with low lights and a few drops of essential oils.
Dude, I do that one. That's awesome.
Practice meditation once a day to refocus your energy and awareness.
Does that include napping?
I would say so. Take
Okay.
deep breaths to bring oxygen to the brain and bloodstream. Avoid polluting your body with harmful toxins such as drugs, alcohol, and nicotine.
Wait, what? Nicotine?
Let's see. Exercise creativity in writing poetry, painting, basically creativity. Say out loud what you're grateful for. Be kind to others in passing. Genuinely smile more often. Get your cardio on. Run, walk, jog. Stay hydrated for water is the most important things we can give our bodies. I think we're up there.
If we're not off the air, we love you.
We are streaming, but
Thank you. Oh, well, that's what she said.
yeah. So let's see.
No, that last bit was good. I like that. The positive
I've been
things?
trying to I have some of the historical mind warp stuff, and then I got some of the positive messages and stuff. Okay, I did have a video here that I was going to show you. It's kind of short, but I can't really show videos, obviously, on the show. Fuck.
No,
That's
if we
scrolling.
can figure out a way to throw the image up behind us.
Come on.
Look at the baby. Is that your
That's
Nephew?
my niece.
niece?
Okay, so let's see. Where was the video? Handbook of the Navigators. Is this the one that was a video? No. Let's see. Video. Nope.
Nope.
Louisiana. Why
Yeah,
Louisiana stays
Louisiana
poor.
Paradox. Jesus, God Almighty, I saw that. That's just. It's so painfully true.
I don't think that was it that I was thinking of. Might have been toward the bottom. Oh, right here. So check this out.
Yeah.
That was from 4th century Slovakia, and just all this ancient art.
Yeah, I've seen that. Now this I haven't seen. Wow.
There's a couple of them, yeah,
Yeah.
questionable. But the laptop with the USB ports, possibly, I don't know. Flying vehicles. Apparently, the Tartarians had ways to travel across the world and stuff. The atomic bomb.
Yeah, right.
With the explosion,
Who dropped the bomb?
the
Yeah.
barcode.
yeah.
It's the Matrix has repeated itself. And the bicycle, what the fuck?
Right.
But
Cool. No, that part I had not seen that before.
let me just make sure there wasn't anything super cool that we didn't get to. We kind of got to all that. There's that Ben Franklin chart. We got the raise your vibration.
I really like the positive energy thing.
The message from the soul mission activation. And this is kind of the energy that I've been feeling lately, that a light has been turned on and a mission has been given kind of thing.
Right.
And I think it's happening across the world and shit. But it's time for soul mission activation. Let's see. Many light workers have wondered their purpose here on our beloved planet Earth. In truth, being in the present moment and now is initial mission. When you're present, you're in your natural state. Yada yada yada. The soul is the purest essence of unconditional love, which is the you are. It is your soul that guides you along the journey among the family, many star families, angels, elementals. If you've wondered why your missions couldn't have ignited sooner, simply your ego minds, edging God out, ego, was blocking divine intelligence, which is your soul. as many of the immense transformation process of your journey back home into the heart is the fallacies of the program ego. Awareness is consciousness, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so getting to the point here. I'd like to bring awareness, importance to your grounding. Grounding is vital in the ascension journey. So the I am becomes we are. Essentially, we're all one, and
Right.
let's see. The lone wolf programming.
Self-importance and the lone wolf programming are still hanging on to the mind, cannot access unity consciousness, receiving the up and coming light codes,
Nor the
be
5D
in the
frequencies.
5D frequencies. Honor their choice and move forward. Your heart will not lead you astray. It is your soul that knows what lies next in your journey. Okay, cool.
Is the brain, not the mind, and the heart working in unison, that which opens up psychic abilities, telepathy, healing, and more. Which, I mean, like, some of these, like, I've got some decent skill. I mean, it's like minor skills, but it's like, holy shit, and, like, I got the ability to do some of this shit.
Right.
So the soul mission activations to unfold. Let's see, I'm just trying to get to the point of it because it does give a little background. So stay okay. It's got a video, and yeah, we don't need the video. Okay, so and just anything else. Earth's magnetic North Pole has officially moved. We talked about that before.
Right.
Cooking on the bayou with acid bath. That was pretty twisted.
Really? Acid bath.
Let's see. Rethinking time, space, consciousness, and the illusion of death. And this is kind of talking about the soul net and everything, and I guess like the whole simulation theory kind of thing. What comes after life? There's more to us than we can ever know. There was one about like talking about breaking out of like the soul prison, and that like there are different like there's guides and everything. Like once you're like you die and stuff, and your soul is traveling up to the next like little level.
Right.
There's people that like distract you, and like they try to convince you to go back because you have a purpose, and like to recycle your soul back into the matrix or whatever, and like they have the fake family, you know, like your people that were important to you, like in the light, and like they welcome you in, but it's a trick to get you to go back into the recycling of your soul.
Once is enough, thank you.
Let's see, anything else? Awakening of the illusion of separation. The most powerful 1111 was the most powerful. And basically, the Mercury retrograde ended, which has been the shitstorm since August that we've been going.
I've heard about Mercury.
And it's saying that
retrograde.
November 11th, after that, was the beginning of the reaping of our benefits, of our hard work.
Reaping of our benefits.
Time might not exist outside of our minds, say scientists.
Yeah, that one. I mean, like I said, we construct a particular reality. Yours is not the same as mine. I mean,
Scientists.
yeah, we got the sun coming up and the sun going down, but we can quantify it in different ways. Why don't we have 10-hour half days, 20 or 10-hour days?
Right. Scientists want to gene hack hybrid humans to survive Mars. Let's see. Wild new study suggests the universe is closed sphere, not flat. If you're unhappy with your life, it's your responsibility to change it. NASA scientists show dinosaurs roam the Earth on the other side of the Milky Way, like when we were on a different rotation in our galaxy.
Dinosaurs roamed the Earth when we were on the other side of the Milky Way.
Yeah. How about
Oh,
that?
right, because of the spiral galaxy business, right.
Ooh, the Tartarian tablets.
One of the links that I followed had video, and it was all kind of focused on the Griffin, and they were just pulling shit out of their ass.
Let me see. So it mentions bones scorched, disjointed, some of them broken. Okay, so it just shows a lot of the ancient stuff. challenge some of those myths and the mythical artifacts. I need to show you that picture of the mountains that are like the giants, old ancient giants and shit. Some interesting stuff out there. Anywho, I need some food. I'm hungry.
Oh, I gotta go home to the Sid monster.
What you doing over the break? What you doing over the break?
I've got 3 days without Sid, and then Xana's coming.
Well, hit me up on 3 days, man.
Well, Xana's coming, I'm coming tomorrow.
Well, I mean, like, you come inside, or?
Well, at this stage of life, yeah.
I mean, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You probably shooting blanks.
Exactly. Got it snipped. I'll
Good
see you
show,
in the
man.
morning.
See you tomorrow. God willing, if I make it on time.
Well, do what you can do.
Watching some sports.
Yeah, playing football.
Football cards. Oh, I got you. Football cards. I was thinking like collector cards at first, but then I remembered. Oh, cards. Right. Yeah, I know. Do you bet NFL or college you want? That's so hard, man. Like they always, this is upset season right now. Dude, the house, I'm like, they got the game rigged, man. Do you realize half of the NFL owners have direct family ties to major mafia leaders, like all across the country? More than half of the NFL owners, like, were mafia crime bosses. Part of their family, their grandpas were. Oh, well, no, I agree with you on that. It's the referees. Unless it's an important game. And to a certain degree, they sign contracts and it is an entertainment business. They like, I mean, that's part of their description of leagues, it's entertainment. But I think big plays, you know, I mean, and sometimes like there's only so much a ref can do to fix a game. If you're getting your ass whipped, well, it is what it is, you know, I mean, like we can't call everything, you know, without people getting wise to it. But, man, referees can control, and like even point spreads, you know, like closing point spreads, like, oh, the team's gonna come back, you know, now that they've been getting their ass whipped the whole game, they're gonna pad their stats, they're gonna get some points, some trash points that's gonna kill you on the point spread. I think college is safer to bet, personally. I think college is safer to bet. Just because, I don't know, the NFL is just upset season, man. Like, we lost the Falcons who were 1-7. You know, we were 7-1. Like, come on. But and that's how the NFL rolls, though. Like, you might be hot the first half of the season, then you're garbage the second half. And vice versa. You know, and then some players come back and teams get better as they go through the season. They get hot. It's all about who's hot at the right time, man. But, I mean, momentum plays a big role in the game, and referees control the momentum of games to a large degree.
It's the 12th week, at least 3 games, every time I pick, I pick 6. I always went on a 3-pick.
Right.
Pretty much. I put $20 to try on 6, and I'm always losing 1 game.
Yeah, I'd maybe bet on the Saints this week.
It's hard for me to say that it's fixed, you know, when I see my card. I mean, when I'm picking
Well, I
6
mean,
teams.
do you think like the bankers? Do you think like the bankers do? Because they're going against house money, you know, so say for instance, you got like, I mean, I haven't been following a lot of the schedule, but say you got like the Saints against, I don't know, the Redskins or something like that. Well, obviously Saints would be a big favorite, right? Everybody's gonna wanna bet Saints. Well, then all of a sudden, upset in the Superdome, Browns win, you know, and
Tonight,
Vegas makes a ton of money, you know.
well, I mean, I would pick the Saints if they give it. They give
Threw
it
that out
Saints.
there. I mean,
Well,
like,
I'm just
we don't
saying,
even play the
so we
Ravens.
talking about points, point spread.
Well, sure.
So,
There goes all.
right now, Washington's 2-1. They were playing the Saints in the Superdome. And the Saints was giving them 12 points. I probably take Washington.
Well, sure, no doubt,
You know
because,
what I'm saying?
and I mean, like, anytime the Saints play or, NFC South, like, it's gonna be a dogfight usually.
They play Carolina tomorrow. Guess what I'm taking? And they give Carolina 10 points.
10 points to Carolina,
They
Or
give
this-
10 points.
and they've got
That's
their ass
cheap.
handed to them the last 2 weeks. Point favorites over the Saints? Oh, no, gave them points, I mean, we were favored. On the road?
Minus, yeah.
That is stupid.
No, at the dome.
Well, we actually got it against in, Tampa Bay. Or did they come back and
Oh,
beat it?
no, Saints beat the shit out.
Oh, on the point spread.
On the front spread, gave them 11, and I took 10. That was the team that drew my card last week.
You took Tampa?
Yeah, I took 10 with the 11 points
Because I want
it's,
someone interested. I need people
it's a
to know
divisional
what's
game,
going
and
on.
I know.
Well, and they have like the number 1 offense, but the number 32 defense. And they just have, maybe like passing or something like that, but basically, like, they get in shootouts in every game, like, they give up, like, they're over 30 points a game, but they're number 1 scoring.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember, they might be number 1 in offense, not after the last week, not after the Saints week, but they are among the top 5, definitely. Just because they have those shootouts.
Actually, San Francisco.
San Francisco number 1 in offense? Is that yard per game? So I don't think they have a bye week, huh?
I yards per game, be number 1 in offense.
Well, that's yard per game, it's offense.
Let's see.
So, NFL team stats. Dallas, number 1.
What?
Wait, that's, yeah, yard per game, Dallas number 1. That's 10 games, okay, so Baltimore next, Kansas City, Seattle, San Francisco.
You got a good night.
You as well, thank you.
I'm better out the back.
Yes, sir. See,
Saints
San
are.
Francisco was number 1 2 weeks ago. Now, according to this, NFL offense team ranking, he got Baltimore.
Well, it's based
And
on
the
yard per
Chiefs.
game. It depends on how updated it is, which one you're looking at, I'm looking at ESPN. I'd imagine ESPN is more updated than Lineups, probably.
Saints is 14.
Yeah, this has 10 games played, so, I mean, it's updated. So for instance, Dallas leads the league with 444.6 yards per game, Baltimore 428.6. Then points per game, Baltimore, damn, I didn't realize that, 34.1 points per game. San Francisco second with 29.5, Patriots 28.7, Dallas 28.6. I don't want to pay much attention past the Saints. Saints only 23.8.
Points per game.
Our offense is like middle of the pack right now. We had Teddy on obviously we were playing defense running the ball, you know, in old school. Well, interesting.
I'm doing that money this weekend.
I hope you do, man. Hope you do. Oh, Michael Thomas is
I won $250 on pick 3
pick 3, yeah, and awesome.
Friday, last Friday.
Let's see, pick 3.
You know,
yardage. He averages 322 yards a game. Then it's Rivers, James Winston, Mahomes, Goff. Rushing yardage. That should be easy. Who's been tearing it up almost every game this year? Rushing yard, running back. Almost every game he's been tearing it up. Probably the only good player on the team, on offense at least. Because their quarterback's hurt. Who's playing this week? Christian McCaffrey. That dude. Man, he catches like 10 passes, gets 100 yards rushing, like that, he can do everything. And it's Dalvin Cook, Nick Chubb, Josh Jacobs, Marlon Mack. Oh, it's not even close to the season, damn. Number 1, Mike Thomas. Damn, number 2 and number 3 both play for Tampa Bay. I used to like look at all this shit and be interested in it, but
Passes from James Winston.
yeah.
He be like 30 out, 58.
Well, but he's either feast or famine. He'll throw 5 touchdowns one week and then 5 picks the next, you know? And he's playing for a contract this year. I don't know if he can get it. Well, somebody will sign him, but he's not as bad as Jamarcus Russell.
He's quarterbacks.
Yeah, somebody will get Teddy Bridgewater probably. You know, I'm curious to see who's going to get Joe Burrow and draft him. I think he'll be the top quarterback in the draft this year. And I'm pretty damn impressed by him, man. Like,
He's pretty cool.
he reminds me a lot of like just of like his motions and stuff. He reminds me of Tom Brady. Like just like how smooth he is, and he's very accurate too.
Excuse me, you know like an iPhone charger we can use?
Possibly there is some
Oh, you put one here?
things.
I mean, would you want to discharge your phone?
Yeah, he has to call his family. You can't leave with your charger though.
Come on, come on.
Yeah, you can't leave with the charger. You can
I can let
charge
you
your phone.
use it. Thank you.
Hold on.
We do America today. I don't know everything because me my Vietnam people.
Vietnam?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I in Louisiana. Green Correctional Center. You
Oh,
know.
when?
Yes, I have this one. Yes, today me outside.
You come out today?
Yeah, now I want to go to my family, go home my family, Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah.
Oh, you trying to get to your family?
Yeah, my family help me. This one, I know this one, I waiting 11, 15, I will go. Yes,
Oh, yeah, 11:15.
yeah,
You catch the bus?
yes, now
Yeah.
I want to have my iPhone, I call my family.
You want to call? You want to use that phone?
I think I don't need the count of 1 hour. I will call my family. Today, I don't know everything count my English, not good.
Yeah. Yeah, I
You
understand.
understand me?
I understand. Understand.
Yeah.
You want to call your family?
Yes,
You want to use this one? that one?
Again.
Thank you so much.
Did you hear some of the stuff we were talking about on the show tonight?
I ain't even listened to the show. I can
Be interested in all this one. You might have already know something about this. So first off, check out some stuff about Tartaria. Yeah, like it's basically what it was one of the, let me see if I can pull up an ancient map, like from like a few hundred years ago. But like they're like covering up a bunch of the part of history of like, you know, this ancient culture that apparently had all kind of like Nikola Tesla type technology that heal people with resonant like energy that's given from the universe. So, Tartaria, about an encyclopedia, British Encyclopedia of Tartaria. So there's like documenting evidence here. Empire Hidden History. I don't know if this is an article or not. But Empire Hidden History basically that's like been buried and shit. And like they talk about how like Napoleon, they had the Ark of the Covenant and like they were using it as an energy weapon and shit. Vaporizing them. Dude, but like this is, no, I'm serious, like, it's far out, but like, it relates to like a lot of like, these competing like, families and stuff of ancient like, people that relate to Noah, let me hear that. So this is an ancient map, let's see, that was, they were related to the Khans, the Genghis Khan. Yeah, the Mongols.
Hello?
And they pretty
Hello?
much ruled all over.
Hello, gì hả?
there. But they were like misrepresented in art, and that they were like redheaded and like green-eyed and giants, essentially.
You're talking about the Mongol?
Hello, gì hả?
Who's
Yeah,
misrepresented?
yeah, the Tartarians and Mongols.
Thầy con chưa thầy con nói con
Apparently
thầy
it was built.
về chơi gì rồi
So
Thì
the
nói chuyện tại
additional
điện thoại
history
con
of
con
the
con
world
con
power which existed as late as the 19th century. Tartary was
Không phải là
affected
con
with some
nói
fights
ai
and
đấy con
government
điện thoại chơi
conflicts
gì
and
con
that
bắt tên
territory
đó.
was huge, but
Thì nó
somehow
không có
quietly
ai.
incorporated into Russia and some other countries. This country you can find on maps predating the second half of the
Ở đây con nói
19th
chuyện với thầy
century. And they have like tons of maps, tons of documents about
Rồi
it.
thì con
So these are, you know, a bunch of the maps that show Tartary.
không không bây giờ là cái tiếng của con đi á, là tới đây là 5 giờ mấy còn cái này đến 11 giờ mấy thì con mới đưa
So
đổi chiếc xe đi trước
Tartary
rồi
has its own language. Let's see.
tới 11 giờ rưỡi mà là con mới đi tiếp được đấy bây giờ là con tới cái chỗ mà
Kings of Tartary,
ra
geological
tới
history.
cái chỗ mà
People
Popeye
of
á
Tartary,
dạ
right,
dạ đúng rồi, bây giờ con đang đợi cái tiếp
It
đây
was
đó
different
mà
from
chỗ mà
China.
Popeye á
Apparently they were the
là
ones that built
là
the
là
Great Wall of
mobile á
China
là đến
to
là
protect
11
themselves
giờ
from China.
50 là
And
con
like
phải
the only way
tới
they can
chỗ
get in,
mà
like the
mobile
doors to get in to the fort
và
were
thì
on
trong thời
Tartary's
gian này
side.
á
And they were protecting themselves.
năm
They
sáu
were like
tiếng
peaceful
thì
people.
con phải đợi đấy
They
rồi con
ruled
đi
over
thì
North
bây giờ
America
thầy
too,
con đang
and
ở
all
nhà
that
xe
has
của
like
cái
their
chỗ
stone
này
masons, and they built like a lot of these places.
con đi nãy đi
Like
tìm
when the
người
colonists came
kiếm
here,
kiếm
they
điện
were
thoại để
built.
về
It was already.
vô tới
Yeah,
nhà phòng
and
luôn mấy
like-
chuyện như
and
là
like
nhà
the
về
Aztec,
con
you know,
mượn theo cái
pyramids
sạc
and
sạc
all
pin cái
kinds
điện
of
thoại của con
shit.
luôn
And so it's like this history
có
being
thể là con sẽ
covered
điện
up.
cái gì Alo.
Let's see, significance of visceral.
điện thoại của con á là con đang sạc pin luôn một chút
Okay,
nữa nếu
official
như
history
khoảng 2
probably
tiếng
says
sau
Tsar
là con sẽ
Russia
có pin là con sẽ điện cái gì
sort of Moscow. Okay, let's see.
Nhìn con nói gì là điện thoại của con
Capital
mà
Russia, St. Petersburg,
trước đó
getting
nó sạc
Napoleon
luôn pin
chooses to
mình
attack
nhớ không
Moscow. So let's see, one where this is where they talk about using the Ark.
Dạ, có cầm theo mà. bỏ lòng.
They say this was like when the rapture happened apparently, and like the Aztecs and the Tartars
Sao
disappeared on the
cái
face
này
of the earth in like
không biết cách đối phó không?
So 129, okay.
Thì con reset lại rồi đâu có thấy gì đâu.
Honoring
Bây giờ
Napoleon
ra,
as
bây giờ ra
specifically
thì con có
one
speed
Alexander
nãy giờ.
Napoleon and
Bây
the
giờ
same
nó sẽ đi
Napoleon
lên gì?
said strengthen. Okay, so
Có thể con sẽ liên lạc với phải.
first uniforms that they remain the same. Their ridiculous they colors.
Dạ con đang ở cái chỗ này đang đợi có thể 1-2 tiếng sau con có đi mà con thấy 11:50 mà.
But it does go into the fact that they try to use the covenant, Ark of the
Con nghĩ là
Covenant,
chúng
just
ta
like
có
Indiana
lên chỗ này
Jones.
trong đây trong cái nhà lớn lắm mà con thấy đầy
So
đủ
let's see.
chắc có.
Church some maps.
Dạ.
Let's see. I mean,
Nhưng mà chắc con liên lạc có gì có Facebook có Messenger có gì tại vì cái Viber nữa là con không
as far as where it all comes from. The Terran
Yeah.
tablets, but you know, so the Great Flood, right? In every single culture is written.
Ủa nếu như con có
Descendants
sim ở
of
đây không
Noah
những
was
con
pretty much the tribes, like basically from their families,
con định mua sim nữa nè.
led to most of the major countries in the world, and there's like this secret
Để
war
con
going on between
chưa
like
biết nữa
all
để
these like
mình
different
coi coi.
there's
Nhưng mà
just,
con
like,
chỉ sợ gì có
tribes
gì
that,
có mở cái Facebook của con sợ không có Facebook cái gì không được.
you know, with humans that are in Russia. Well, it's all tied to like this ancient mythology.
Bây giờ
where
bây
they're
giờ
fighting
con
about the
con
cedar
có
war, war,
còn
like
mình
control of
sim mà nó
Russia.
gửi tin nhắn gì không
And
biết đâu.
apparently, like they won, you know, and but we have the chance to escape.
Chỉ có Facebook thì con còn nhớ.
So let's see. Let me show
Vậy
you.
là thì bởi vì tôi mới nói là số liên lạc của Messenger mà con sợ gì không có xài Messenger. Tại vì
Okay, so this is Benjamin Franklin.
dạ.
Who did this? My finger scrolls not good. So this is made by Benjamin Franklin, and these chart of history and all the ancient cultures and the empires.
Dạ.
So
Thì con cũng có gì biết là tại vì cái chuyến này đi á, là con để đến 11:50 và 11:50 là chạy tới cái chỗ mà cô view gì đó là đến 4 giờ 3 giờ mấy con phải lại thêm đến 4 giờ mấy nữa mình mới có thêm 1 tiếng đi về đi về rồi đổi gì là tới đi chỗ 4 giờ mấy phải đi từ 7 giờ mấy 7 giờ mấy rồi đợi thêm nữa mới đi nói chung một tiếng phải đợi tới cái chỗ gì là đến 12 giờ.
Yeah, like that they like with the red hair and the green eye. That's what I read about it. But I mean, I'm sure it describes them as a peaceful
Gì cũng
people
yên
that
tâm đi,
accept all
con mình đi
religions.
đến đâu rồi con cũng lên lẻ gì cũng không được gì cũng yên tâm.
And get this one. It ties it to Acadiana and the Acadians. So talk about Tartaria, Acadians. So our people that came here, so the Tartarians and the Acadians in North America. So let's see, Tartarians, Acadians, is this,
Dạ.
video.
Mà dưới ông cái ông mà nhà xe đó ông ở lại đây nè, ông dắt con đi vòng vòng không ai có cục sạc cái đó. Và ông dắt con đi ngang cái nhà là cái nhà mà gọi là cái nhà mà viết trong
They
cái
kind of
thằng
talks about the story of how
nhà
like,
đúng
the
không?
Acadians
Cấp
were
cao
like,
thì ông không lên vô
like
hỏi
right into this little peaceful hippie village where everybody gets
thì
along.
con mới xong
Everybody
vô
has
luôn
some creoles.
tôi
Because there's all these races,
hiểu
all
nó
these
là con
religions
dài
living
mấy
in
ngày
peace.
hôm nay
And
mới chạm Mỹ này.
the French and the
Ở
British
Anh
Empire
đó là
were
con
out.
trong Vin Casino mới được outside ngày hôm nay cũng được cái giấy con ra để người ta biết.
So let's see if this is anything. I see something that wasn't video and wasn't too long.
Không, mình không nghĩ là người nói ai có Casino này người ta biết Vin Casino đây chắc
But
cũng
yeah,
lớn người ta
apparently they
biết
did
con
all
là
this
con
like
trong
stone masonry stuff all across the world. That doesn't necessarily. The Khazarians, that's another one. That's the people that the Khazarian mafia that runs our world right now. And
Yeah.
the Zionists,
You better get out of here.
you know.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Mate,
Okay.
Let me shut you down.
Hey, I forgot to press the button, man. We might
Oh, you
skip-
did?
nhưng con